All right. Welcome, folks, back to another wonderful episode of Batman Radio. So, how's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. So, yeah, like I said, everything's on autopilot now, man. Like I said, I know exactly, what it is now. You know what I'm saying? We all know what it is. So, like I said, I'm just going to continue to succeed and stay focused. Very simple. You understand? Like I said, all I do is win. You know, it's nothing new, man. Like I said, bank accounts with over $300,000 in it. Put the most money up on YouTube out of all of time. I made and spent more money than your entire government combined. Facts. Like I said, I'm the only self-made trillionaire who ever existed, literally. And that's my thing, man. Like I have nothing to prove because everything is proven. Hmm. You understand? Like, you know, that's why it's funny to me, when people talk about receipts. I mean, I have receipts for everything, but I don't need them because what's already happened and is obvious and in front of the public doesn't need to be proven because it's proven. Yeah. See my point? Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, I sold 50-acre properties for over 100,000. Like I said, folks, is seeing what I'm doing. They've been watching for years, obviously, and people have seen all my success and seen that I'm a boss, right? And they just see that I excel in everything I do. I mean, not only am I a business and a financial connoisseur, business giant, right? And a financial connoisseur. But on top of that, like I'm all across the board a gangster, right? And a thug who literally runs the streets. So I mean, I'm on every perspective winning. So I mean, naturally, yeah, some folks are gonna be in their feelings because of that. You understand? It is what it is. That's okay. You understand? Like that's okay, bro. That comes with it, man. You know what I mean? That comes with the territory, bro. You know what I mean? That's part of the walk. You understand? That's what people have to understand. So my job for me, I'm gonna continue to help people. I'm gonna continue to save lives, and I'm gonna continue to be the real Batman. That's what I'm gonna be doing. You can see it's 100% real over here, 100% official tissue. If you take a look at my physique, you can see how like huge I'm getting. I mean, I'm completely ripped. I'm huge. I mean, I'm getting bigger. I'm getting stronger, and this is what it takes. It takes time. That's why, God continues to speak to me and walks me through every step. And I mean, he be speaking through these downloads, through the videos, through synchronicities, through everything, butterflies, animals, everything. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you got to really think like, you know what I mean? Like he's walked me through this step by step by step. Don't ever doubt God. You know what I mean? And he's who's training me and designing me, and he's who created me, and he's who's building Batman right in front of you. And like I said, that's the thing. It makes sense to me now. It makes perfect sense because now I've complete, and I already basically knew what it was this entire time. I'm just genuine with people, but now I have complete clarity. Now I know exactly what it is. Now I know exactly that it's been the same situation since day one, and folks is in their feelings. I love it. You just showed me your cards. I love it, man. Because now I know everything I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. And I understand how powerful my success is because my success is a big deal. You understand what I'm saying? It has a major effect. Hmm. And clearly, because that's proven, right? Because I mean, like I said, it is what it is. I got folks in their feelings, homie. So, like, good. That's my job at this point. You know what I mean? Like, why would folks be in their feelings if I wasn't amazing? That's the question we always ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. Like, why would you be concerned? Why would you be looking at what I'm doing? Why would you be pocket watching me? Let me tell you again where we at. Hold up. This is so funny, man. It'd be absolutely hilarious, bro. Yeah. We at $464.46 in total right now of everything that's accrued. Okay. I ain't gotta tell you all the rest. Like I said, you already know what it is. Like I got everything coming. I got a check coming this month for over 213 bucks. That's a part of that total I'm telling you. You understand? I just do the math, you know what I mean, for everything. And then I got the next check is already like near like $4. You know what I mean? I just told you the total. So, I mean, like I said, funded the Batman project out of my own pocket this entire time for like 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I got to look back and see if I hadn't done it longer than that. I don't know, but I've been Batman my whole life. It's just when I started really putting on a bat suit and really getting to it, and then I figured out how to design them and build everything and build them and get going. But you know, this has been wonderful. It's been most amazing experience of my life, truly. Been some of the best moments of my life and some of the hardest times of my life, you know what I mean? But it's taught me so much. Again, I own billions in equity, mansion estate, over 2,000 in jewelry, 530 in my wrist, got you pissed, mineral rights, oil royalties, my own car lot I pay over $100 for every month. You understand? I've been investing. I've done stocks. I'm a master with stocks. I'm a master at investing. I literally am the actual guru and the coach and the teacher and the healer. I'm the divine being. I'm the son of God and I'm the Messiah. Are you serious? Of course, folks in their feelings, because I'm amazing and that's all it is. And I shine and I'm perfect and made exactly the way that God made me and the way I'm supposed to be. And what folks do is they get online, right? And they project because that's the way that they feel about themselves. You understand? They're operating from a place of lack or a poverty mindset and they're just missing something and they feel empty. So they go online, right? And they have to start typing because they're trying to project. That's hilarious. I feel 100% complete. I feel whole by myself. I love myself. I know who I am. I'm perfect right now. You understand? What do you mean? I'm perfect the way I am right now. I'm whole. And sometimes you just have people who just never feel like that. And that's a big part. And it plays a big part, major part in why they're not happy. And that's why they run around the internet or whatever and do what they do because they're operating from a place of what? And this is how you get all of this stuff going on. You understand? It's clear as day. You know what I mean? Like I said, nah, y'all are supposed to be getting in groups and congregating to heal together and come together and make a positive change. If you don't want to do that, we have nothing to talk about because I'm a coach and I'm a teacher and I'm a healer. So my job is to help you. And that's all it's ever been. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm always here to help. You know what I mean? The right people. You know what I mean? The people who want to help themselves. The people who deserve my help. It's kind of like when I get all this money that God's going to give me because it's going to happen. Right. And you already know it's going to happen. And I know there's a lot of folks worried and stressing over it. And yeah, you know it's coming, right? I'm owed so much money, it's unbelievable, bro. I mean, we're talking about properties, estates, we're talking about all sorts of stuff. Okay. All belongs to me. They got to give me all of it. So it's like, for me, first of all, these people, you understand what it is. Like, what? Brother, there is nothing I have to do or say. I don't have to stand up. I don't have to, nothing. I let God stand up for me sometimes because that's, what it is. I don't have to do anything. God got me. I'm going to get my money without having to do anything. You see what I'm saying? And it's all about energy. You know what I mean? So, no, I already see what it is. So now you seeing my power really come out. So didn't these things happen for a reason? Isn't it still helping me in the long run and teaching me? No matter what it is, no matter what source it comes from, no matter what, you know what I mean? Isn't it still helping me and teaching me? I'm huge, bro. I'm a big guy, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, like what do you mean? Everybody knows, bro. I'm a very, very strong dude. You know what I mean? I'm not your average Joe. And this is what I devote my life to. You understand? So, like I said, we do martial arts training almost every day. We do 52 blocks training almost every day. We do calisthenics training almost every day. I've just pulled back on a lot of it because I need off days because that's what helps me to grow and evolve. And you're seeing it work right in front of you. And I could be more on point, but I couldn't be more on point. I could do things in a safer way, in a certain way. Reason I'm not is because, like I said, I'm doing a lot right now and I'm getting a lot done. I'm building, I'm expanding, and that sometimes, requires hard work. Um, Anything of value takes sacrifice. So that's what it takes. Y'all don't get, even when I'm having fun, I'm working. My work is fun. So, I mean, if we really talk about reality, right, and we can have a conversation, right, like a real conversation, this is the reality. I've been rich always. I've been the richest person. I'm literally one of the richest, most powerful men in the world still to date because I still have all the equity. Folks don't want to talk about what I went through, everything that's gone on. They don't want to talk about everything I've overcame. Well, then what do we have to talk about? You feel me? And those are the things that made me. You understand? All I did was win. All these experiences were used to shape me and build me and design me. I'm literally the jewel that's perfectly nurtured in time. You understand? It's crazy to me because I still am turning on social media. I'm seeing dudes sitting in vehicles in Los Angeles talking this same rhetoric and talk like they all think they G'd up and a gangster and they all this and that. And I'm looking at homeboy and he must weigh about like 90 pounds soaking wet. And these will be the same dudes that if we try to have the conversation with them online, they're gonna front and act like they're cool, you know what I mean? And like we're like it's totally different energy than it is in reality. In the street, I know the streets, I am the streets. Remember that Batman is the street. And I mean literally, okay? And that's why all my experiences when I had to walk around the streets all night in all these cities like Kansas City, Austin, Texas, anywhere I was at, it taught me things that I needed to learn. That's why I'm Batman. I was always in the streets at night by myself. That's what people don't get. The reason why I feel the way I feel and talk the way I talk and look at things the way I look at it, I never had, I've had my own stability, of course, a lot of times, really consistently, but whenever I needed something or needed help, nobody was there for me. I never had nobody to run to or go and get. So I'm real because I'm not just saying that. I mean, it's proven and everyone knows. I mean, everyone's vouching for me because they know I'm real. There's not anything I've ever lied about, any detail I've ever misconstrued or made up or no, it's all facts. And that's the difference. So what dudes do now and people is they just make up stories. I mean, that's cute, but you can't tell me you know gangsta and you weigh 90 pounds. You may be a gangster in your hood. You know what I mean? You may be like for real talk. You may be considered a gangster in your hood because that's how fake the hoods are now because they all cleaned up. You're a little guy that may be considered a gangster in your fake hood, even in L.A. I mean, the hoods in L.A. are fake now. That's what you got to understand. Everywhere is the same. LA is like anywhere. You got people struggling and everybody just trying to make it. And there's a lot of them doing illegal activity. LA is going to be like, oh my goodness, bro. It's going to be golden for Batman for real. And then you got Hollywood right there. So like what I'm doing is going to trickle over into Hollywood and they're all going to be talking about me because I'm going to be getting busy in Los Angeles and the hood and the ghettos and the streets and all the real spots. See, that's the thing. People don't understand. We're totally opposite, me and regular people and civilians. Like y'all be like, yeah, you don't want to be around the hood or the ghetto. I'm like, show me where the ghetto is right now. Real talk though, like not joking at all, because that's where I can make my money. That's where I can create a buzz. You see the difference? Like I said, people chase comfort. I chase discomfort. People chase success. I chase failure. So, like I said, acknowledge my position. My position works. There's a method to my madness, and my formula works. There is no denying that. It's worked every single time without error. I've never even made a mistake. I'm perfection, and I am a perfectionist, and I am progress, and that's what I represent as progress. I never made a mistake my entire life. Every time I stood on business, anything that people tried to paint like was wrong or a wrong decision was actually the right decision. Think about that. That's why, and God told me, He said, I'm not rewarding you because you did anything wrong. I'm rewarding you because you did everything right. Hmm. Yeah, God speaks to me. I'm proud to proclaim that God is with me because I know God is with me. God talks to me. I'm the Son of God. You understand? You think God ain't going to talk to his son? Of course he. I'm the Son of God and I'm the Messiah. So, like I said, I know who I am. You understand? I don't know about other people, but I know who I am and I know my purpose on this planet and why I'm here. And that's what I do every day. I go out and I make the world a better place and I help people and I save lives and I do everything that I possibly can to make this a safer, better place for folks. You understand? And I've already noticed what it is. I told you that's what, that's what evil folks do. That's what villains do. Villains are evil and do all the evil stuff. And then they try to point the finger at the good guy, which is Batman, right? Makes perfect sense. And it's happening in front of you now because it's real. Now it's not a depiction. Now it's off the screen and it's in reality. And they try to point the finger, and that's what they do at the good because the only, that's what they have to do. It's what the devil does. The devil is going to, try to worry about your name and your reputation first, right? Before he worries about you. Because he knows that it's a much harder assignment worrying about, someone like me worrying about you than it is worrying about, your name. That's why all these people, right? All of them are agents of Satan. They're all evil. And I mean, they proclaim this openly. Okay. They're not proud. You're not proud. What would you have to be proud of? What do you have to be proud of? You haven't accomplished anything. That's why these folks are funny to me. Like I said, like I said, it has to, you have to have a formula that's going to get you results. It has to make sense. You understand that? Ain't nobody getting online every day wasting their time, right? And thinking that that's a good move or a good look. Now give me a minute. So, people don't understand how much I've actually been through. They don't have a clue how much I've overcome. They don't understand, like, just the way that I walk around with everything that I've been through. I mean, how hard it is. I mean, it's impossible, but I do the impossible every day. And you see that all these things I went through created me and made me who I am. It's been crazy. My journey has been a supernova. I mean, I'm so superhuman, it's unbelievable. I've seen what I've done. That's my thing. Like I would love I want to spread love in the world. When I see people, I see the best in people. I see beauty, I see good in people. I want to help people. You know what I mean? And anyone who doesn't feel the way I feel, I ain't got no business talking to you. And this year, 2026, is going to be nothing but positivity. And like I said, y'all want to always talk about that's fine. I'm not, I'm concerned about me and what I'm doing. I'm focused on what I'm building here. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got fans all over the world, tons of women, tons of everybody. Okay. And like I said, people are going to gravitate to me. Trust me, like women will come. There's, the right woman will, I'm sure cross my path and find me. And you're going to notice that the people who I have around me, I want to be like bubbly, happy people. I want people who support me. I'm not worried about anyone's judgment based upon my decisions in my life. It's my life. And it's so funny because you got so many of these folks, especially on here, that waste their time worrying about that. I could care less what anyone thinks. I'm going to do whatever makes me happy, always. Because that's what I live for, to be happy. I enjoy life and I celebrate life. Is there any other way to really live? Not worried about, oh, somebody may not like what I'm doing. Oh, that's what I'm working on. And God is teaching me not to shrink for nobody. The line moves for nobody. I'm here, you know what I mean? And my presence is real and you have to deal with it. It's just that simple. So like I said, I'm doing great. That's the thing. I've been doing great this entire time. These 3 years as Batman, I've done great. And the reason I do great is because I know how to handle my affairs and my business. I get up, I get going, and the way that I talk is how a man talks who's handling his responsibilities abilities. Hmm? Oh, I'm always positive, but I'm realistic and I know how to talk to get things done. You understand? I don't talk fake stuff. I don't do fake positivity. That's what a lot of folks have done and it doesn't work. And we've seen every example of that, right? Like I said, we could talk about anything you want across the board. The point is now the public is, selling their feelings. I can't have a conversation with anyone anymore. That's crazy to me. When you're a radio show host, you literally have to just completely revamp things as I have and make it where it's very quiet, where I'm the only one talking, because if not, we won't gain clarity. We won't get the public to hear the truth. I'm here to spread the truth. You all are here to spread confusion and disinformation and misinformation. Tell me when I'm lying. The truth is, we're in a matrix, and I broke free from the matrix, and I'm trying to teach others how to do so. And people look up to me, people admire me. I had dudes today, homies of mine, actual friends that I've made, and they stopped me today and talked to me for a minute. Like, people really respect me. People really look up to me, and that's what I noticed. Like, people really come to me for answers and want to ask me questions and want to talk to me and converse with me when we have time, because they know I'm me. I never changed for anyone. I never tried to be anything that I wasn't. I'm pure. I'm a pure soul. I'm a pure spirit, and I'm gonna be me. Whatever I feel, I'm right in how I feel, and I have every right to feel how I feel. You understand? I don't need to explain nothing, especially on here. This is my business. This is just where I get my money. It's on autopilot. So I know y'all in your feelings because I'm gonna stay making money right in front of you like I am right now. I'm getting paid to talk. And this year, there's no room for no distractions, and we revamped everything where everything is crystal clear. Now we just come to do what we want to do and what we need to do, get our money, and we keep it moving. Isn't that the way you do business? You got people right now, bro, talking all over social media. Half of them are in jail, locked up, in prison, living off Section 8, living off the government, right? Renting, whatever it may be. I mean, nobody is in a position to give advice, right? But I am. That's my whole thing is, what those folks is, they want to win in a conversation. They want to try to prove something that can't be proven because it's not real. What are you talking about? Your actions aren't real behind what you're claiming or saying or doing. You're trying to create things. You're trying to manipulate things. That's not genuine. That's not real. You understand? Worrying about other folks, right, and how I do things because I'm doing everything right. Trying to, be on what you want is not going to prove you right, nor is it going to help you, nor is it going to have you progress. So what's the point of doing it? You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's the difference between being mature and grown like I am and being immature. And those are the folks who never get anywhere. They always fail. They never succeed. And that's why they do that. They and their feelings. They don't know how to succeed. They stay worried about other folks while everybody else is doing better than them all the time. Not one time. Everybody's doing better than you all the time. Now, last year, 60 years ago, 80 years ago, you catch my drift? Because you just ain't doing nothing right. Some folks just a bunch of can't get right. See, what you want is, you think success is something that doesn't exist. You think success is the safe approach. Success is the devil's secret, first of all, because you want to believe and proclaim something that I've already proven doesn't exist. Success doesn't exist. Success is pertains to each individual and is different for that individual. And if you want to talk financial, then you have real financial success. If you are a Mason or a celebrity or any of this fake stuff in society, you cannot achieve success because all of them sold their soul to the devil. If you don't have your soul, you can't claim ownership over anything because you don't have your soul. How are you going to own anything? Tell me when I'm lying. Let's say it again. Freemasons, which is what this society, all of you are in it, and I'm not. I'm the opposite and the antithesis to Freemasonry, and I'm the only man who stood up to y'all and defeated you. I defeated all of you Bavarian Freemasons and the entire Illuminati, and I followed in Bill William Cooper's footsteps, and I am a real American. Thank you, Bill Cooper. And thank you to Joe Sneed, my father, because that's where it all started, and that's the truth. So I'm going to say it again. Real Americans, we ain't going. You understand? Everybody wants to talk about this and that, and oh, you so gangsta. The most gangsta thing is a real American. Most gangsta thing is me. Y'all just talk a lot of fluff, and I don't know why, because talk is cheap. While you're talking, we're moving. This is the mob. I run the streets. Like I said, I run every block. These folks already know what it is. I'm the real Batman. I run everything. I have complete control and actual power, like pure dominance, pure strength, pure power, the real thing. While folks talk, we move and are active in the street, and everything we do is real. Okay? This has been this way my entire life. My movement was around like around the time, like y'all don't even understand. This movement is like compared to movements that have been around for, for decades, for centuries. My movement's been around for a minute. We are the most powerful movement there is. And like I said, I'm the original descendant of the mob. You're talking to the guy. The world is I don't know what the world is on. The world can't have a conversation and just acknowledge this is this, grass is green, the sky is blue. If we can't get those two things straight and 2 + 2 = 4, there's no point in us having the conversation. That's the thing. You got so many people because of all these generations and people who tried to lie and change the history and rewrite the truth in their history because they weren't proud of it, right? So everything I called everyone out on for years, right? I did radio for decades, remember? And this is what I stood on. Everything I ever said was a fact. I stand on every word I've ever told you folks. And I stood on business and I backed it up, okay? In reality. So what do you mean? I have never backpedaled, not once. I'm a boss. Let me drink some water real quick while you sitting there worried about me making my money. It's okay, Pumpkin. We'll get through this. I am just like my dad. So I'm going to say it again. This is my world. This is Batman's world. Okay? And you have to understand, I've done a lot. Okay? I've accomplished a lot. I don't even know how many world records I'm at now. I'll have to look again. It's something crazy. I don't know if it's like 368 or 9 or it's up there now. And I had to, I it's all good now, but yeah, it's a lot. And these are real tangible world records. You see the training we do above the bar. You see it's real, legit, and official. Everything is official tissue. I'm very proud, man. I mean, like I said, it's bar for bar fitness is my thing, right? That I created. And I'm going to create the next one, which is going to be above the bar. That's going to be a part of it. Because like I told you, we train above the bar. That's the number one thing I push for. There's nothing better. I mean, you could talk about 52 blocks, martial arts. You could talk about any of that stuff all you want. That comes second to the training. If you can get where you train above the bar and you're doing calisthenics, you're already stronger than about 90, probably about 90 to 95 to 99% of the population in the world. Do you understand that? Okay. And people who really think and know fitness and have real knowledge and aren't just being, listening to what they're, told and spoon fed, the sheep concept. If they think for themselves, they know these things. And it translates to the gym. You do calisthenics, you're going to be way stronger. And when you go in the gym, you'll be able to lift everything. So if I go in a gym right now, I'll get huge because that's a different form of working out and it builds that, outer muscle. What I'm doing builds muscle in a whole different way, in a much better way. Real muscle, real applicable strength. It's way different. Okay, I can go to the gym, and the gym is great. I think the gym is better in a lot of ways. But what I'm saying is, you have to build that actual core, real strength first, and then you go to the gym. That way, and you already know how to train at that point. Like me, look at what I did today. I mean, I'm out doing Navy SEALs in my sleep, bro. In my sleep, bro. Like when I'm not even feeling well, or didn't sleep much. I mean, that's insane. And that's just what I do. I create these programs, and I'm a genius, so I operate at levels that people can't even understand. Okay. So that's the point. There's no more shrinking for nobody and nothing. I'm gonna start letting out my genius now, and that's what you're seeing me do. And I guess the reading and download was right, which I mean, it always is. I knew it was, you know what I mean? I just didn't understand it really, or whatever. Or I feel whatever way at the time. But I mean, yeah, it said I'm gonna go hard this year, basically, and I'm gonna, go as hard as possible, and I'm gonna prove my points. And that makes sense because that's exactly what I'm doing and what I plan to do. Feel me? Can't nothing stop God's plan. Can't nothing stop God's will, homie. This is history in the making, and I'm talking every step I take, everything I've been through. All my pain wasn't in vain. I turned pain into power. All my suffering, all that was biblical history, brother. Do you understand that? You understand? Everybody got to respect me. Real talk. You have to respect me, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you can see the reflection of what things are like for people who go against me. You can see the reflection of how things are like, because respect is everything. If you don't have self-respect, then you're not going to have, respect in general. And that's not a good look, because it translates into everything around you and it affects everything around you. You understand? And that's why you get folks like that can't build, right? Like I said, that's what we're here to help people with. So you can get the right mentality. We're building mind, body, and spirit and soul. We're building people back up to what they're supposed to be every day. You don't have to see it. Folks don't get it. You don't see a lot of what I do. Okay. That doesn't mean it's not happening. We get results every day that the whole public and nobody sees or knows about. What do you mean? We're completely privatized. So, like I said, you're going to see me operate at a genius level because I'm a genius, and you're going to see me keep on moving and keep on progressing. What do you mean? There's nothing anyone can tell me. You know what I mean? And again, I want y'all to help me pay this phone bill. It's due on the 5th. It's coming up around the corner. I could pay it anytime I want, but I don't know if I really feel like doing it just yet. Right. I'll probably give it, at least till the 5th, just so I can make sure, but we'll see. But my point is, regardless, I mean, like, y'all need to pay it. Y'all need to help me with that. Real talk. Or replace the money after I pay it. Real talk. It's $55. I need $60 to $100. And that's what I'm asking for. And I'll ask God right now, God, please help me to get that money. You know what I mean? It'll help me tremendously right now so that I can try to keep stacking and keep moving. You know what I mean? Like I said, the one dude was trying to talk today and repeat the same thing over and over again that he said 8 million times that didn't make sense the first 8 million times you said it, brother, And I told him what it is. I said I basically told him reality, right? Which, let me explain to you this. I'm a teacher, man. You understand? I educate the public for a living. I've been doing this for over 2 decades. I'm in a position to educate. Nobody else is, because they didn't succeed or go through anything I've been through. They don't have the answers. You want to know who really does have the answers? Me. I've always had the answers. It's a thing with me. I'm always right. Always. You know what I mean? It's something I figured out on my own. That's why I listen to my intuition. And I told him, I said, no. I said, first of all, like, every bill's been paid always. I've never had an issue. God provides, first of all. And like I said, I mean, I've called it all out publicly. I mean, if you claim you really are a believer and you really believe and have faith, then why would it not? How does it not adding up and making sense that a man who is Batman is going to focus on that? I don't have time for anything else. Talk about anything else is silly. It's hilarious, in fact. What? You know what I mean? And then, like I said, to speak on my business or what I got going on and assume and say things that aren't true, it shows right there. You can't claim that you're a believer or this and that because you're all over the place with it. Like I said, We went out to eat one day and the dude was sitting there and just kept talking and talking as loud as possible to the point that the folks came up to him and said, "Hey, can you keep it down?" I told you that was what I was talking about when I said we may have a real joker on our hands. I'm not joking, okay? Um, there's people like this, okay, and it's crazy to me, and it's crazy. I mean, Batman, as strong as I am, I start feeling a little, odd being around it. And I was trying to eat, and like it's hard for me to eat or do anything when someone's just sitting there and talking like a parrot in a teleprompter. And my point is, I'm just saying, he's kind of loopy. He's kind of out there. He'll like zone out right in front of you. You don't know what's going on with him. He's kind of got that crazy look in his eyes, like he's a crazy tiger. And given, yes, I mean, he seems like he's an all right dude. He seems like he's a good dude, but I really don't know that. And there's signs of narcissism. There's signs of things, and they don't get. I pay attention and I read everybody. So, that's the thing. Like, oh, we could be cool and we could be friends, but I'm still paying attention. Does that make sense? I'm really paying attention. So my point is, I mean, and he doesn't care about money. He doesn't, because he literally just like throws money away. So, and it may not even be his money. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that like most of these folks, the parents pay for everything or whatever, and they clearly just give him a new vehicle and new money. So he doesn't care because, he's got it all going. And then, he lies and makes up lies and stories and says, well, I don't have money. You have plenty of money. I mean, you're sitting there talking about you got investments. If you got investments, they were made for you. You didn't do it because you're talking to a guy who really has done the investment thing for real on a level you couldn't even understand, buddy. This is why people don't get it, because when I meet people, they assume I'm going to tell them everything about me or who I really am. No, you're not getting it. I do this for a living. I'm really good at what I do. Okay. I don't tell you anything about me. You won't have a clue who I am or what I'm about. You'll think I'm a totally different person. And that's because I'm good at blending in. I'm a chameleon, buddy. You met the real deal. All of y'all have. Y'all found the real deal. That's why all these folks so obsessed, because they know I'm the real deal. You understand? I'm Neo in the Matrix, literally. Oh, I know what I'm doing always. I'm a genius. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it doesn't mean I don't make mistakes. It doesn't mean that I have all the answers all the time. I don't. It doesn't mean I don't go through things. I'm human like everybody else, but I'm very smart and I operate on a much higher level. Yes, I'm very quick about everything. So, like I said, my deal is, I mean, he doesn't care about money. That's a Joker thing, bro. That's what Joker said. Joker said this town deserves a better class of villain, right? Well, what did he say? He said everything, right? He didn't. Joker did not care about money at all. So like I said, I really pay attention, because that's the way it works. It's the way that it would make sense that it would work in the story, that Joker would meet Batman and they would be cool at first. So it just kind of concerns me. And this is really happening. This is not fake. I'm not just making this up for views. I'm serious. I mean, this is really, it's odd. And I just pay attention. That's all. Even with that thing with what happened with the job, that was very Joker-esque and Joker-ish, because he was saying, "Oh, it wasn't me who made the decision." No, I don't know if I believe that. Does that make sense? It's like you saw me making a little money, you saw me coming up, and then, all of a sudden, I meet this dude you say is the boss of that job or whatever. And then what? They don't let me work another day. That don't even make no sense when I did everything for y'all and I'm who did the entire job and you just sat there. So don't tell me you didn't have a part in it, because you clearly did. You see my point? See, I don't care. I care about what can you do for me, even now, even after. If he's going to give me money, oh yeah, we cool. If you're going to do something for me, that I need the right way, then we good. You see what I'm saying? People don't understand that's not convenient. That's not anything. That's strength. That's the way you're supposed to be, especially in this world at this point. No, what can you do for me? I don't care what you do, what you say. I don't care how you feel. I don't care whatever has happened. I don't care about none of that. I'm not in my emotions. Everything is business. That's why I get so much farther than everybody, because I'm not in my feelings. That's what folks don't get. What do you think? See, that's the thing they want to minimize. That you think you could be Batman? You think you could do what I do? Do you have any clue the kind of like mental state that you have to actually work on and build and be in to do what I do? This is stuff they try to teach Marines, Navy SEALs, I mean, CIA, class operatives. You're talking FBI, feds, all that, the highest levels of government. They try to teach this stuff and don't even know what I know. They can't find a soldier anywhere in the world who can come close to me. Do you understand that? You're talking to a guy who literally is more powerful than the entire CIA, feds, and the FBI combined, and I'm one man. Okay? I literally defeated the government. Okay, and not just I completely defeated them, and I defeated them financially. That's what I'm saying. I can't have a conversation with any of you because I try to explain one thing and then you keep jumping to the next thing and you keep trying to deny, just like y'all deny God, something that's already proven. So I have to keep explaining to you, no, all the depictions are about me. I'm reality. So what I'm hearing in you talking, it's crazy to me because it's a quiet desperation. That's what all y'all got going on. You're in denial, brother. You're all in denial. These dudes in these fake hoods, like in Los Angeles, they're in denial. They're sitting there doing whatever, talking in a vehicle. They're not gangster. They're not hood. And these cities in America have no idea what's coming next because I'm about to show up in all of them the minute God gives me the money, and I'm going to be riding on bat pods and probably have access to tanks and be building all this stuff. And I'm going to be flying around the street as Batman, getting busy and getting active and picking blocks that I want to work on and just going to work on them blocks. And I'm going to change the structure of everything and I'm going to fix all the cities the right way. And guess what? Everybody wants this and is for this, and they're all going to back me and vouch for me and what I'm doing. Oh, it's going to get to the point they are going to be interviewing people just like in the depictions, and they're going to say, what did he say? He was like, man, I like Batman. I think Batman is blah, blah, this and all the right blah. Remember? So that's the way it's going to be. And this is like a public campaign. It's like an election. So people understand I'm in my own lane. I'm not worried about Freemasons and Illuminati. I'm not concerned about Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather. What I've said is not opinions. They're facts on all that. I'm not concerned about none of that fake stuff y'all do on the TV. They all Freemasons. They sold to the devil. They all failed. All them celebrities failed. And they've been harvesting my energy since the beginning of time to have these fake careers where they own nothing and aren't rich and never made a single red cent. If you do the research, because Masons are not allowed ownership and they don't make a dime of money. So if they all failed and I succeeded for real and I make real money and I have my soul, guess what? I didn't just win. I completely won, and I redefined the definition of winning. That's the difference. I don't need to be a part of y'all's little satanic leagues. I build my own league, buddy. I'm an independently self-funded athlete with God. So I'm going to say it again. Folks got to understand. I'm not worried about that stuff y'all got going on the TV screen. I come from the real world. That's what they have people like Andrew Tate saying, but he doesn't. He's a Mason. So I'm saying, if you're a Mason, it means that you're not even operating in reality. You're basically just, you know what I mean? It's a cop-out. It's all fake. That's what folks, and these folks know it. That's why they feel the way they feel. And you know what I mean? It is what it is. They know what it is. So I'm not worried about none of the stuff y'all even believe, because everything you were taught and believe is a lie. I'm here concerned about what I'm doing and staying in my lane. And my lane is I'm the real deal. I invented martial arts. I invented all this stuff. I'm an actual reincarnated game master. Okay. And like I said, I'm a game master, and you know the games we play. It's all in front of you. It's all told to you what it is. I'm an expert at what I do. I'm an expert game master. I'm an expert martial artist, and I'm a 52 blocks expert. I am a master. I have mastered this. I practice mastery. So what you have to understand, we're not the same. I don't need to have discussions with folks who ain't awoken beings, because you're never going to understand, because you're not awake. I'm awoken not because I chose to be. I went through things that woke me up, and that's what it takes to wake up. So there's nothing that someone, who is still a part of the matrix can tell me or teach me. And that's why I always, I don't want to have conversations really much. I'm going into hiding next. God already told me he's going to move me and put me where I need to be. And I'm going into hiding, and I'm going to be Batman, and I'm going to pop out and do what I need to do and fulfill my assignments and my missions. And it's really fulfilling God's assignments and missions because I'm doing God's will. And it's a super cool thing, and that's what you got to understand. You're looking at an anointed one, bro. You're talking about I got a glow on me. I mean, you can see my shine from miles, millions of miles away. I mean, you're talking about a dude that walks amongst you humans, that's an immortal vampire, okay, and an angel and an earth angel, okay, who's an actual monster that God designed and created. I am walking karma, okay. I am walking justice. Okay. And I am vengeance. And that's facts. And you're going to hear me say it too. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be saying all them lines because they ain't lines. It's really me. It's the truth. That's what I am. I know what I am. And that's what I am in the actual embodiment in actual physical form. And I'm truth and love in its embodiment. Understand that. You got to understand what's going on, man. This is all spiritual and real, bro. That's my thing. People just got to understand, man. We're not in the same lane. That's why I always ask y'all, do you play basketball? No. Are you Batman? No. Do you make music? No. Okay, why are you talking to me? That's it. We don't need to talk. There's nothing we need to speak on. However you feel, whatever y'all want to tell yourselves to feel better, you go ahead and do that, Pumpkin, okay? Because the fact is, none of you could see me, with binoculars. I mean, and that's why you feel some way. I'm light years beyond everyone. Anyone who's ever existed, I'm light years beyond. I'm way ahead of my time, and I'm a whole different ball game, bro. Okay, I'm the architect of reality. Literally, I create realities. Remember, I told you that? It's a fact. Everything I ever studied in front of these people, they've seen come true. How can you sit there in your feelings or even pretend you doubt? You can't doubt what's already been proven. You don't ever doubt me, man. Don't ever count me out. Don't ever doubt me, bro. Real talk. And that's the thing, too. They act like I have some kind of responsibility to them. Bro, I don't even know you people. I could retire tomorrow if I want. I don't have to do anything. They're doing this for me. What do you mean? I don't do this for the world to say, well, good job, Ty. You were doing what you were supposed to do. Good job, Batman. I don't care about any of that. What are you talking about? I'm Batman because it's what I am and what I want to be. Like, what? I don't have to do anything. I mean, I could go, spend my time in doing whatever I want. Like, how is that hard to understand? So yeah, no, I mean, I have free will, clearly, obviously, like everybody, and I do what I want to do. But my point is, I'm as real as they come. Like I said, I'm a million on the street. I did bar security for over 7 years. I'm the untouchable one. Like, come on, bro, you can't be serious. And I'm 10-0 in my own league. I own my own league, bro. You know what I mean? So people know about me. You know what I mean? And I got all respect all across the board because I earned it. That's the thing. I came up hard while people were talking and typing on the internet and everybody was taking it easy and was comfortable. I was struggling and in the streets every night. While y'all were sleeping, I was walking around the street all night with nowhere to go. You got to give me credit, bro, for what I've been through. You can't just omit details and omit the truth and pretend, oh, this didn't happen. Oh, you know it happened. That's what I'm saying. Not only did I do all that, but that's my thing. While people talk, I'm getting busy. I'm getting active, and I'm getting more stripes. I got more stripes than a zebra, homie. So that's the thing. You got a lot of Masons and people who think they stars or celebrities. No, they just all been harvesting my energy. They're trying to look like me, and they look silly trying to imitate my energy. We literally just had a reading and download in Divine Confirmation stating exactly that. That's what I'm telling you. God speaks directly to me word for word. He tells me everything about how he feels and what's happening and what's coming next. He tells me what my enemies are doing 8 million steps ahead of when they do it. And it's like he said in Limitless, I'm 50 million steps ahead of you and everyone. Y'all better understand. You understand? Like I said, and they took it from them. And I'm going to take it all from you, Jack. And not just because I can. Because this is my destiny. Los Angeles is my destiny. Do you understand what you're hearing? You're hearing the DNA and lineage of the actual mob. And I'm here. I'm here in the physical form. Yeah, I'm a Sneed, brother. Look up John Beale Sneed before you talk. You understand? Like I said, my ancestors were rowdy. We're the real deal, bro. It don't get no realer than us. So that's the thing. All like for people to still be talking that fake stuff, that's hilarious, bro. That's cute. That's hilarious, bro. Do you know how long we've been doing this? You know how real we actually are, bro. Y'all hilarious, man. A bunch of talking, man. There's a big difference between talking and people who really, really are about something in reality, okay? And that's what I'm telling you. You got every dude in the street is a fake gangster and a fake G. Let me tell you the truth, okay? You're all just a bunch of inferiors. Not a single one of you is close to me or what I am or the real deal. That's the truth. You got dudes that get on YouTube every day, okay, saying they this and that and claiming they gangsta and they afraid to go outside, bro. Are y'all serious right now? And I'm gonna say it straight up. Rob Rack is one of them, yeah. And then people even be telling y'all what you are, like saying, yeah, like you're scared of the world, and they just don't have an answer. They just sit there like, oh no, and I'm gonna just say something back. You can talk all you want. An answer for everything is an answer for nothing. People always want to respond and talk back. Like I said, I mean, it's a formula for failure, man, because people don't talk back who have respect. Does that make sense? Gangsters ain't hiding in Roach motel rooms. Gangsters is in the street. Now, where am I every day? In the street. We're not the same. We're not near the same, and there's no comparison. And like I said, I mean, especially financially. Are you serious right now? I bet it spent more money than anyone who ever existed in the entire government combined. You can't be serious. So, like I said, that's my deal. Like, no, I just see through the veil with everything and everybody. Like I said, like you got folks that promised me they was going to do this. Folks said they was going to give me money, do this, and I called it out and I said my intuition told me, yeah, they're not making any sense. And why are you sending me fake stuff and this and that? Because it's all a joke, bro. People are fake, man. When are y'all gonna wake up to this? You notice, you see how everything I'm doing, my operation, everything runs right, smooth. But all these folks, like I said, homeboy, the one we're talking about could be a potential joker. He just ran and got locked up for a little bit, right? Maybe a day or whatever, got bailed out because again, clearly the parents pay for everything, so they probably bailed him out. These people have access to a lot of funds. I've noticed it's kind of weird to me, and like I've had more money than all of them combined. I know that, but that like I don't right now. Yeah, I'm pretty poor right now with cash, and I'm okay with that. I don't got no issue with it. I'm proudly poor. Seriously, but because I don't care about money, I care about God. You get the point? But I mean, that's the thing. They keep, making mistakes and they're catching cases and catching charges and they're going to jail and prison and stuff. And that's just no way to be, and money is not an answer for that because, your time is what, like, you know what I mean? Like the time is what matters, and you're spending all this time, going to jail, going to prison, going to court, and all that, and then you're wasting money that you could keep and save, and then it encourages you to throw money away, and that's what y'all do. Y'all just throw money away. So basically, everybody's making mistakes except me, and I'm the one who's supposed to be poor now and doesn't have the cash because of what I went through. Because everybody was jelly because I'm the one who had all the cash. So what do you mean? Everything makes perfect sense to me, brother. I mean, like I said, I don't have any felonies. I can't have any felonies. I wear a bulletproof vest and I run my company and my business every day. Okay, pretty much every day. I mean, I do every day, but you know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. So, I mean, in order to wear that, right, you're not supposed to have any felonies. Now, of course, I would, probably be able to wear it anyway. Nobody's going to care, and people know what I do, But my point is, like, I have to move a certain way. So, can you imagine the patience and restraint that I've had to exercise? Can you imagine how patient I actually am and how smart? You know what I mean? Well, especially with what I do for a living, which is obvious. I'm the enforcer, brother. I'm the enforcer of divine law. Okay. So, I mean, clearly I'm the real deal, and that's a part of it and comes with the territory. It's crazy because this picture looks so much like my father. It's unreal. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like I'd be wondering if my dad was a superhero because to me, he always was. Literally, that's the thing. You know how people say, "Well, yeah, to you they're a superhero." No, I mean literally, he was an actual superhero. Like it's different. You know what I'm saying? I mean, clearly, because I mean, he raised and created a superhero me, so I mean, clearly he was a superhero, right? And this is what I keep trying to explain to folks, and they want to downplay it, and they know it's true. And I told people too. I said people want everything I've said. You have these folks that somehow they feel that it's not a waste of their time when it clearly is to try to discourage me or tell me my reality isn't my reality. How would you tell me my reality, especially if I never met you and I don't know you? You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. What are you talking about? And I told people what it was. I said, bro, there's been to me, there's been that like vampire element, I think, in our lineage for a long time. I've just noticed it. I noticed it when I was younger. I was like, we're not made the same. There's something different about us. And I just noticed that. And now it's really starting to become prevalent and obvious. That's the thing folks don't get. I'm not a gimmick, bro. When I tell you I'm an immortal vampire, I'm not joking. That's the difference. That's what you should really think about. You understand? God told me become everything they fear. You feel me? So, like I said, I mean, it is what it is. People don't understand. I don't pay no never mind because it don't matter to me because I'm an immortal vampire. So what do I care? And we can laugh, but I'm being serious and for real. An immortal vampire is a cold thing, brother. I don't really care about much. You care. Y'all always seem to care and always be in your feelings about everything. Me, I'm not too concerned. People say the craziest things on social media, bro. It's absolutely crazy, man. I mean, me, I'm aging backwards. I don't pay attention to what people say because you can tell that they can't understand reality because everything they say is the opposite of reality. And this is prevalent now. Like I said, I mean, who do you want to listen to? You want to listen to the guy who literally clearly knows what he's talking about and does this for real, or do you want to listen to all the millions of sheep in the world? You let me know. Because what's going to happen is if you listen to the sheep, you're going to lose. And if you listen to me, you're going to win. It's just that simple. And that's how it's always been and how it'll always be. So you make y'all's decision and see what y'all want to do because I'm here to educate the public and teach you things you can't even learn anywhere or find anywhere. That's what I'm saying. People talk about the military, they all fail. Talk about Marines, they all fail. Talk about Navy SEALs, they all fail. Talk about CIA, they all failed. Talk about FBI, they all failed. Talk about the feds, they all failed. And literally, most of these organizations work against the American people and against the American people, and so does the entire corrupt government. So, what are you talking about? And y'all don't seem to want to discuss or acknowledge or accept that fact. And it's odd to me because I've made a living in my entire life. I've stood up to the corrupt government and I've stood up to all this fake stuff and all these fake organizations. And I'm who's dismantling corporate America in front of you. And I'm who literally defeated the cartel and all these gangs. So what are you talking about? And then to ask me silly questions like, well, what do I mean? How did I do this? That's a silly question. You're hearing what I'm telling you. What do you mean? How do I do anything? Because I'm a gangster. What do you mean? Like, what? That's what I'm saying. They want to have fake conversation. Right, because that's the way y'all get down. Y'all a bunch of soldier boy run and tell them. No talking involved. That's why, like, I don't even talk, especially when it comes to so-called women. I ain't even talking. I ain't wasting my time because there's nothing to talk about. Like, bro, I'm gonna go get my results. I'm a man. I'm gonna go get it done and get the job done, and I'm gonna keep on succeeding. I'm gonna get more stripes than a zebra out here. Believe me, and I'm gonna keep on moving and winning. So I don't got no time for the small talk. I'm a Sigma Alpha male. I don't like small talk. I never have liked small talk. I just don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. It's a waste of my time. So I'm not going to worry about what y'all want to tell yourselves and believe. I'll just keep on, bringing these facts and setting these world records and getting stripes in the street at more stripes than a zebra and taking everything over and running everything and being the boss gangster I am. And I'll let the public and the sheep sit there and say whatever they want while we getting our money and I'm getting more power every day. Because the fact is, the more stripes I take in the street, the more dough I'm going to make. You see what I'm saying? We're not the same because I'm an actual thug and a gangster. So again, what do you mean? That's the thing. Folks like Rob Rack, folks on this internet stuff, you have to respect me. Period. Do you understand that? Like, I'm what you want to be. I mean, you sit there and say fairy tales, you know what I mean? And I'm actually the real thing that you would like to be. That's simple as that. And everybody knows it. And I don't just mean in the streets, I mean financially, I mean all across the board. Hell, I dress better than all you. Know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. That's all I really got to say for now. Like I said, I'm gonna keep on putting things in perspective for y'all and talking about reality. Okay, there's no back and forth. Reality is there no matter what. Talk is cheap. People can say what they want. People are welcome to tell themselves lies and tell themselves what they want to believe or what they want to make themselves feel comfortable. The fact is, most of the population and most of y'all are brainwashed. You're sheep, and you want to feel comfortable. And I make you feel uncomfortable because I'm actually reality and the truth staring right at you. And you can't deal with it, and y'all can't deal with basic reality. And it is hilarious, brother. Yeah. Reality doesn't just go away ever. Reality is there. I won. That's it. I won. Now what? Now what do you got to say, huh? I'm the game master, okay, for a living. This is what I do. I'm an enforcer. The enforcer, I'm the enforcer of divine law. Okay, and I enforced divine law on this planet, and I already did it here with the entire valley, and I won. So what do you mean? Understand? So yeah, like I said, I love it, man. I'm gonna be celebrating, because that's what I need to be doing and what I should be doing. And like I said, I need y'all to donate and show me support. That chat room, we are never opening again. You understand? Because I already know what it is. You understand? So, like I said, I don't need it. Y'all have a Cash App, PayPal, and a Venmo. Pay me. All y'all got a little bit of money because, like I said, that's how y'all do things. Y'all rent, y'all mooch, y'all do your little 9 to 5 and whatever, and call it this and that or whatever. I mean, it ain't freedom. I'm free and I have fun and I get paid to have fun and get paid to talk. I mean, who's getting the better end of the deal here, cousin? I work for me. I don't have a boss. I am the boss, and I'm your boss. The BOSSMAN. That's right. I'm the CEO of my own company, and that's what I told Homeboy today, the Joker one. I said, no, it's better to build your own company. And I said, I go up to Austin or other cities when I work. I ain't trying to work down here where the wages are low as hell. I don't even know where y'all got that from. The whole time I acted like I was entertaining it, I was laughing, actually. What? Yeah, right, bro. Bro, I work for 50 to 75 bucks an hour, nothing less. Straight up. You better get it right, bro. And I'm talking real facts. So yeah, no, I'm a big money maker. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. They all knew it. That's why they was all in their feelings. You understand? Sometimes folk just know that you're the best. So they feel some way. Good. Feel some way. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, y'all want to be jellyfish and be jelly? Cool. Because I'm going to give you a whole lot to be jelly of now. You feel that? All right. Talk to you later, man. Like I said, I got all the world records. I'm the champ. I'm the champion. Hands down. And it is what it is. I love myself and I love being Tyree Sneed. Real talk. I would never want to be no one else but me. I love me. I love myself. I love who I've become and I love the man I've become. And I'm so proud of myself. It's unbelievable. Make sure you get that right and understand that.